Every day we are constantly spending money, whether that is necessities on food, water, rent and other bills. We spend money every single day, but sometimes we create bad habits on where we spend our money, and without realizing these are the things that keep you broke. So today I'm going to talk about 5 money habits that are keeping you poor. So let's start off with the first one, which is debt. People these days are becoming extremely comfortable with debt. People treat credit cards as if they're debit cards, and they treat their credit limits as if that's how much money they actually have. Now, when you understand how money works, you understand very quickly on what not to do. In fact, I might actually make a separate video on this, but I'll give you a small example. You being in constant debt means you'll never be able to break out and make more money, as you always have this debt over your head. You also generally have to pay high interest, which keeps you in debt for longer, and you're controlled by society to spend money on absolutely useless things. For example, luxury brands, luxury places, or high-end restaurants. Now hear me out, there's nothing wrong with spending money in these places if you have the money. And when I say if you have the money, I mean if you actually have the money, not credit cards. In fact, I'd only recommend using a credit card to build your credit history, such as buying something on your credit card and then paying it off straight away. So spending on credit cards when you don't actually have the money is one massive habit that a lot of people need to get out of. You need to understand it's not free money. Remember, credit card companies want you to be in bad finances so they can end up profiting off you. And in the end, because of interest, you end up paying much more anyway. Now, the next bad habit is you not keeping at least 10% of your earnings. A lot of times, as soon as people get paid, they spend all their money on bills, and whatever is left, they end up spending for themselves, if they have anything left. Now, according to a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, this is something that poor people do. Now, what do the rich people do? Well, according to the book, the rich from the beginning take 10% of their salaries, and then they put it to one side. And this essentially tricks your brain to understand that it needs to spend less with the money you have left. Now, I don't generally believe in saving. What I mean by this is that you cannot save yourself rich, as your money is worth less and less due to constant inflation. I instead believe investing your money so that it constantly grows, rather than sitting in a bank account losing value. The next bad habit that people do is increase their lifestyle, usually because they are making more money. Now, the majority of people that find out they are getting a pay rise or a higher paying job, or let's say you're making much more money on your business each month, people are then spending more money to increase their lifestyle. For example, buy a bigger house, buy a nicer car, etc. When you do this, you sometimes end up in a cycle where you just end up spending so much more money, leaving you in the same position as before you got your pay rise. Just the only difference is that you have nicer stuff. It's unbelievable how many people actually do this. What you really need to do is understand how much your expenses actually are. So having something like a budget tracker where you can keep on top of your finances would be a very good idea. Because if you keep spending and you don't know where your money is going, without realizing, you'll end up creating massive expenses which keep adding up. So to avoid this, the best way is to keep a budget tracker to track how much you earn and how much you're spending. This way you can avoid unnecessary spending habits, which then leads to the fourth bad habit, which is expensive habits. Now, we touched on this earlier somewhat with credit cards, but we are constantly being told via TV, advertising and social media on where we should be spending our money. And there are too many of us spending money unnecessarily on things just for status, even if they don't have the money. Nowadays, people will rather look rich than be rich, and this is far too common with too many people. Looking rich is so much easier than actually being rich, hence why a lot of people do it. What you want to be doing is spending considerably less on things that don't benefit you. If you truly want to break out of bad spending habits, you need to cut the spending which is being spent on things that you can't really afford, or things that simply won't benefit your life. Now ask yourself this question: how many times have you wanted something and ended up buying it, and once you bought it, the feeling of having it wasn't as exciting? I know it's happened to me a bunch of times. So cut out the unnecessary spending if you can't afford it. Try to instead save that money and then use that money and invest it. Remember, you will never save yourself to wealth, but you can then use that money to generate wealth. Also guys, if you are enjoying the video so far, please make sure you smash that subscribe button. Now, before we continue with the video, I just want to talk about today's sponsor, which is Prime Opinions. Prime Opinions allows you to turn your opinions into cash. All you got to do is fill in some surveys and you'll get paid. It's literally as simple as that. And you can make as much as $5 per survey. These surveys take around 17 minutes, which means you can earn up to $15 an hour, all from the comfort of your own home filling out surveys. Now, quick disclaimer, this won't replace your full-time job. However, it's a great way to earn some extra cash on the side. So make sure you sign up today using my link in the description and start earning some money. It's literally a great way to earn some extra money on the side. And finally, the fifth thing is not having a side hustle. Now, this is mainly for a lot of people who work a 9 to 5 and are miserable. If you work a 9 to 5 and want to break out and start your own business, yet after work you're not working on any side hustles and you only live for the weekends, then honestly you're an absolute idiot. I know too many types of people who are like this and expect to randomly become rich. This will never ever happen. You won't just randomly become rich. Now, some of you watching this might go, well, you can win the lottery. Let me tell you two things about the lottery. Understand that the reason the lottery was designed in the first place was to give hope hope to all these 9-to-5 workers that one day they'll earn millions and they won't have to work anymore. These people will then work their whole lives and do a 9-to-5 and somehow believe they are special, that they'll eventually win it one day. It's like dangling a carrot in front of you. You can keep running towards it, but at the end you just won't get it. Now the second thing about the lottery is, let's say you do win it. You know how many people won the lottery and then ended up spending all of their money and then go back to being broke again? Let me explain something to you. If you make money quick, and I mean quick, like drug dealers as an example, you will lose that money as quickly as you got it. Whereas if you work hard and struggle and put in the effort every day and then you make a lot of money, you are less likely to lose that money. Now what I'm essentially trying to say is that you need to be willing to work hard. Now people then also say, I'd rather work smart, not hard, which is a bad mentality to have. Let me explain why. Working smart, not hard means, let's say you're earning 5k a week by working only 20 hours, compared to someone that worked 40 hours and also made 5 grand that week. So why not work smart and hard? You could then make double or triple putting more hours in. So you should be doing both. Work hard and work smart. So you should always have a side hustle if you're sick of working a 9-to-5. Now why don't most people have a side hustle? The biggest reason is because they are lazy. And the second reason is because they are afraid to fail. After a 9-to-5, you should go home and work on your side hustle. Unfortunately, too many people go home and then they just start mindlessly watching Netflix. And they just want to relax after a long day at work. And then when the weekends come, they just want to go out, spend money and waste time. And as soon as Sunday hits, they then start feeling depressed about going into work the next day. Honestly guys, this sort of life isn't worth it. The reason I went into personal finance on YouTube because I've seen too many people like this. And not only did I want to turn my life around, but I want to help as many people do exactly the same. And albeit I never adopted this sort of negative mindset, I found that a lot of people around me did. So if you truly want to succeed and leave your 9-to-5, work on a side hustle every day after work and also on weekends. I would suggest you go so hard on your side hustle that you eventually make more on your side hustle than you do your job. You could then quit peacefully and go full time on your side hustle. And this is where my Discord group, the Ultimate Wealth Circle, comes in. The Ultimate Wealth Circle is my Discord group of like-minded individuals who want to network and make money online. We have multiple groups on YouTube, TikTok, affiliate marketing, dropshipping, and so much more. It is the best place to be to network, get motivated, and learn new ways to make money online. We can help you get started on your side hustle so you can eventually become financially free. Now I have two plans. One is for the Wealth member, which is essentially $11.99. And with this, you can essentially get access to the group and network with others. I have made this extremely cheap so anyone can join. You won't find a similar price for any other group in this niche out there. We then have the Ultimate Wealth member, which is only $24.99. For this, you get everything that the Wealth member has, but you also get one-to-one access to me so I can personally help and guide you. You'll also get access to courses, which is something that's coming soon. So if you do want to join and you want to make a change in your life, then make sure you click the link below in the description. And once you go onto the website, choose from the two plans. Now, after watching this video and understanding that these are the 5 things that are keeping you broke, you now have to decide what kind of life you want to live. You can either do nothing and stay broke, or decide for once in your life that you want to become financially free and are willing to put in the work. And if you are struggling for direction and want to be part of a great network, well then we hope to see you inside the Ultimate Wealth Circle.